The Spirit of Vanderhoof has a goal to increase, improve, and strengthen community around the issues of multiculturalism, immigration, racism, settlement, and workplace diversity. We are hosting many events over the next year.
Hi, my name is Charlene Smolinski, and I'm the past diversity coordinator for the Good Neighbours Committee, and currently involved peripherally, but wanted to give a bit of background on the Good Neighbours Committee itself. It was formed in 1999-2000 based on a particular incident that happened at a local mall in Vanderhoof. First Nations elder, Mary John, was asked to leave the lobby or foyer in January, minus 40 weather, and asked to leave for loitering. This caused a real uproar and a lot of issues with Saik'uz First Nation, Stony Creek, and Canada Heritage or Canadian Heritage got involved, asked the college to step in, look at forming a community committee that would address some of the issues, build some bridges. So that was the origins of the Good Neighbours Committee, and we have maintained the committee. Excellent projects have been done over the years, and we have, as of 2008, developed and signed off on a community accord, which has been signed by the District of Vanderhoof, School District 91, College of New Caledonia, Chamber of Commerce, Rotary Club, and Saik'uz First Nation. And this community accord is really what we want to put forward to community, and have individual citizens sign off on the accord saying we want to live in a welcoming and inclusive community. 2009, we were funded for a Spirit of Vanderhoof demonstration project, and that will take us through to 2011 with the opportunity to do a lot of projects and a lot of activities with and around inclusiveness, welcoming. What does it mean to really be a neighbor? So we're very excited about the project, the Good Neighbours Committee, and the community, just the change that we can see happen. Thanks.
But I think there's a number of reasons that it was so important that this committee formed in Vanderhoof and has now gone on from there. Number one, it's the right thing to do. We know that as a community, we need to reach out past our little bubble of what we feel comfortable in and break out of that. The second reason is that in any community, you cannot have one group, one small area of it that does well and another one that doesn't well. Sooner or later, it's going to deteriorate, and the entire community will end up doing worse than it would have otherwise if it had been more accepting, more inclusive, and reached out past that area. I guess the third area that I as a mayor am really excited about that they're here involved in our community is that we have seen that other regions of Canada that haven't been as reaching out to people from other nationalities to immigrate into their area, they have struggled financially. And your whole community is enriched, and your whole economy is enriched when you can reach out and you can embrace other people, bring them in, and work together and enjoy each other's company. So anyways, for me as the mayor of Vanderhoof, this has been a great experience, and we hope that people will see our community truly as one that's inclusive, one that reaches out to people outside our zone, our comfort zone, and accepts them. And we're looking forward to new ways that we can reach out and reach out to other people in our community and be more inviting to them. Thanks.
My hope of an inclusive community would be to just accept people how they are, take them for who they are, and let them be who they need to be.
I'm the new diversity coordinator. I'm involved in a new demonstration project between the communities of Saik'uz and Vanderhoof, and looking forward to very positive outcomes to the project. And I'm excited to be involved, and looking forward to working with the leaders of both communities and the different organizations to bring about positive change. Thanks.
Well, the Good Neighbour Committee. I was asked to sit on it because of my position at the school district, and I thought it was a great idea because the schools are always involved in being welcoming and inclusive, and this is a really good way to incorporate what's going on at the school level and the community level. And one of the spin-offs of that was the community discussion on diversity. One evening the supper was provided and several people from the community, young and old, came, and we had a great discussion about what it is to be a welcoming community. That was a really strong piece of work that the committee did. And then that led to the community accord, which the school district has signed off on.
The college was one of the original signatories of the community accord, and that was very, very important. It was signed off by our board chair, and the reason we went to the board chair is that it's the big picture. It's all of us at the college, and it's about people honoring our differences and diversity, but really valuing our uniqueness, because it's that very uniqueness that makes us stronger and better as a community and as people overall.
At this point, there's been a lot of progress made, but we need to continue because as our economic challenges increase, as things change here in the north, there might be tough times, and that's when relationships can be strained. So we have to make sure that we have the friendships and the partnerships in place now. So as times change, as our financial landscape changes, that we're ready to work together and not fight and lose some of the ground that we've gained over the years. And so I would really urge people to think about hiring practices, to think about long-term investment and who to include in those discussions, because the more we build up those relationships, the stronger all of our community will be. So I hope you can be part of this process, and would invite you to help out with the Good Neighbours Committee. Thanks.
The Chamber of Commerce has been very proud to be a founding member of the Good Neighbours Committee, and I myself am really excited to be sitting on the committee in the future and make Vanderhoof a more inclusive community.
I'm really supportive of the work that the Diversity Initiative and the Good Neighbours Committee has been doing in our community. As an economic development officer, I recognize the need for our community to present itself as a welcoming and inclusive community.
We're supportive of the idea that we reach out to each other in the different communities, and we should treat everyone as if they're good neighbors.
The District of Vanderhoof has been very involved with the Good Neighbours Committee for quite a few years, and it's a real important piece for the District of Vanderhoof and for the current mayor and council. In fact, we have a liaison, myself, with the Good Neighbours Committee. We've had a number of really positive meetings in this past year since I'm a new member of this committee, and essentially our ongoing commitment is to the community accord. Mayor signed off on that shortly into his term. And that's one part of our many initiatives working in partnership with the Good Neighbours Committee, in terms of making our community more inclusive and more diverse. And
Charlene and Colleen asked me to do the street banner project and include Saik'uz in the street banner project, and so we went to some meetings and got that going. So Saik'uz and Vanderhoof have had a joint street banner project now, I think, for 5 years. And at the beginning, a whole bunch of youth from the Learning Center at Saik'uz came and painted together with youth from the high school at the same time, and it worked out just very well. So that was at the beginning, and we went to lots of meetings at the Potlatch House and ate great bannock and soup. It was wonderful. Sat together people from Saik'uz who I didn't know, and people from Vanderhoof, and we all sat together and talked about things. So that's how I got involved. And what I'm excited about for this diversity initiative is just working, especially with youth, working with youth on community art projects. because I like doing that, and this seems to be an expansion of anything that I've ever done.
One of my biggest mentors in my life concerning diversity was my mother-in-law, and there was in her book called Stony Creek Woman, the story of Mary John, she ends her book with this paragraph, and I'll just read it. We must keep our language, our culture, our land, so that even in Canada we can still feel that we have our own country. And while we preserve these things, it is my hope that someday we will also have reserves where the young can be educated, where there is employment for all, and where my people will choose to live and work and finally to die and rest in peace. And I just think in reading that passage, one of the things that comes to me is that that's what we all want. We all want that for our children and for our friends. And in order to have this, we need to work together. And that's what the Diversity Committee does, the Good Neighbours Committee. It creates opportunities for us to get together and share ourselves and share our community and create bonds. And I think that, the Diversity Committee has worked very hard towards that end, and it's a wonderful committee.